day. I'm back from hospital and I had to jump in the shower and do my hair. But I'm on and we're doing the Selena Gomez inspired makeup. I think it's been really popular, not just since she brought out her own brand, but the minimalist makeup with the red lipstick, kind of just making everything kind of come together. So that's what we're going to do. Sorry I'm a bit late. It has been, if you looked at my posts, I am not long back from hospital. So do let me know when you're on. I have just popped the camera where I can see that I'm live, but not the amount of people that are on. So it's just where it goes. It's a good TikTok light, but and again, I do have the windows open as well. So basically today I've got so many lipsticks, and the only reason I brought up all my lipsticks were reds, variations of reds, because if you'd looked at my post section. Hi Kaya, how are you? I'm just on. Sorry I'm a bit late. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Hope school was well. So today it's like a Selena Gomez inspired makeup. So what we're doing is we're going to do minimalist foundation. That's great. I'm glad you're good. How was school? And then we've got all these different reds. And one red, guys, that's not really talked about anymore is the Kate Moss. And I've had it for a long time. I think I've brought it up with me. I haven't, but there is a Kate Moss. You've had a good day at school? That's great. There is a Kate Moss one, and yes, I did. I brought it up. It's Rimmel Kate Moss. So it's her own signature one, and it's called, what's it called? I've had this a while now, so I'm hoping it's okay. It's 107, and I think it's just 107. But Kate Moss is a model. She now does. I don't think she does as many jobs as she used to, but this is Rimmel, and she brought up her own Kate Moss lipstick. And that's what that looks like. So that's more like a medium one. So if you had looked at the post there that I put up of Selena Gomez, her makeup was quite kind of minimal, the brows, and then she kind of went really big with the red. So have you seen your friends today in school? So that's what we're going to do. I haven't even done skincare, guys. I've cleansed my face, but I haven't done skincare, so we're going to do that. But I think her range is really good. Like her range of makeup, Rare Beauty, I think is really good. Excuse me, guys. My goodness. It's just been a long day since I've been back from the hospital. And I also I fell asleep because we were out for so long. So I got my water here. But thank you all for joining. My name is Kira. I do makeup tutorials. And outside of this, I work with, I'm a support worker for people with young adults with Down syndrome and autism. But I do love coming on and doing makeup tutorials. I haven't been doing lives for very long, but today's like a Selena Gomez inspired, not completely, but inspired makeup look. I am going to okay, hang on a second. Tessie, Dolma, where are you from? I'm from Ireland. WT, hi. Hello. Kaya, it was okay, but yesterday I was in cooking, but I burnt myself. Oh no, how did that happen? Tyler, Canadian, Bulgarian, doll. Okay, ciao, Lorenzo. Obviously, you must have been cooking in an oven. What did you cook that you burnt yourself? I'm sorry about that. I know. There are some younger viewers in here, guys, so just be careful what you write, okay? There are some younger viewers in here, so just be careful what you write. Thank you. Hi, Torsten. Okay, so I'm going to take some water, and we're going to go in with a primer. You don't need a primer. You made muffins. Oh, nice. What flavor? I'm going to go in with some cream first. Kendall Brady flip, sorry. Okay. So what we're going to do is just use the skincare first, basically. So this is the L'Oreal, and it's Hyaluronic Replumping Water Cream. So I'm not going out tonight because it's 8:30 in the at night, basically, in the UK here. But I would always pop on an SPF beforehand, sun protection factor, basically. So what I'm going to do is, and the really good thing with this is you just have to pump it once and it brings out the amount that you need. So there's no product wastage or anything. I'm in the UK, but I'm from Ireland. I'm Irish. But yes, Kai, you're right. I'm in the UK, but I'm from Ireland. Okay, so we're just going to rub that in upward motions. I have put a cleanser on. I am using a cleanser that I'm still making up my mind about. It's Super Drug Zone, but it's one of their brands, so I'm trying to make up my mind about it. I'm not sure if it broke me out here or not, or if I'm just not, because we're having such good weather in the UK, if it was just the sun, or I don't know. So my skin is super dry. um, Kendall, I love your hair. It looks so good. Oh, thank you. I straightened it. Um, I straightened it. It's usually kind of frizzy and curly. Um, Irish people look different. Okay. Well, I guess they can look different, I guess. Not everyone looks the same. Um, um, why is there a crown and two by my name? So some people have asked me this before, and I think it's the first to second people that comment in the lives just get a one, a two, and a three. Some other people on lives have said that too. Some lives that I look at, I'm not quite sure why, but I think that's as far as I know. Um, uh, that's okay, Kaya. Don't worry. Um, I know you know that I'm Irish. I think you were just trying to help people. I understand. Um, good evening from England. Good evening, Paul. Bella Adiz. I'm Irish. Okay. Okay. So that's the hyaluronic acid. I'm just not gonna waste it there. Hi, Jayan. The best name. Drunk Irish is a stereotype. I think it is because anybody from any country can kind of have that issue. Eric, I'm thinking about marrying my girlfriend. We've been in a relationship for 5 years. Wow, okay. Well, it's a big commitment, isn't it? Some people say, I don't agree with, some people say don't, if somebody's not going to propose within a year or two, it doesn't mean that the relationship isn't going to work. I think it's a lot of pressure. Only get married if you want to. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm going to use in terms of moisturizer. So what we're going to do now is go in with a primer, and I've brought up the Rimmel Fix and Perfect primer. It's kind of like a moisturizer. So this is what it looks like. It really kind of, I'm on a no buy at the minute. And if you know what that means, it means that you have a lot of products and you're not going to buy any more until you've reused up what you have. And I have a lot of products, so I'm trying to kind of stay away from that. Okay, so what we're going to do is just pop it. It's like moisturizer basically. So, but it does keep your makeup on. So we're just going to pop that around the, like this. I'm just going to pop it around here. Okay. Just around. So yeah, today I was in neurology, so the neurology unit in the hospital, because I've been having dizzy spells, and I fell 2 weeks ago and cut the whole side of my body, and I didn't have any dizzy, so I haven't been very well. So they did blood tests. They said they're going to have to do an EEG monitor where they stick kind of these electrodes over my head, and then they record me for 4 days. So I have to go back home, and they record everything day and night for 4 days. What happens basically to me. They're just not sure why this is happening. Like I'm just collapsing and falling, and they're going to do a scan, like an MRI as well. So there was they did a blood test today, so they did everything they could basically. So I think I'm going to have to go back and basically get like an EEG where they stick kind of the electrodes on, and there's a little machine that sends it back to the hospital. So it's very it's very complicated, but hopefully then they get kind of some sort of idea. Okay, so I didn't want to go because the lips are going to be basically the focus today. Selena Gomez is really good at that minimalist makeup and then just making one thing a focus on the face. I am going to say, guys, there is children here. Okay, I do have subscribers that are young, so I don't read out things. I'm quite used to certain comments, but please just be aware, guys. I will catch up on the comments in a minute, but just be aware that there is younger viewers here as well. Okay, so we've popped on the primer. We're going to go in now with the Wet n Wild, and this is a tinted hydrator, so it's not really a full-on moisturizer because we don't want to go too heavy. Okay, let's just have a look at the comments and we'll catch up with those. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to go right back. Yes, I'm thinking of Marion. Okay, so Paul Woodbridge. I love Dublin. My mum was born there. Okay, where was she born in Dublin? Okay, hang on 1 second. Okay, guys, I will just remove you. Okay, I'm not going to even read it out. Hi, Lee. I can't pronounce your. You have like a cartoon with blonde hair. Thank you, Michael. No, I'm not married. Kendall, guys, stop being weird in this chat. Paul Woodbridge, the chocolates taste excellent too. Carlos, hi Carlos. Lionel Messi, I think your jaw wants plastic surgery. Okay, if you don't want to be here, Lionel, just leave the chat. Okay, that's it. It's not Trooper. Okay, I'm just gonna stop. Hang on a second. 1 minute, guys. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me just check. Sorry, guys, I'm just removing some from people, so just bear with me. Michael, okay, I'm not going to read that, Michael, so Michael's gone. Okay. Okay. Hello, Khalees, you're from India. Dare is going. Hi, Jan. No, I don't have children. Hi, Kaya. Stop being weird in the chat. Not like mean, but stop saying you need plastic surgery. Yeah, I mean, guys, that's their view. I mean, and guys, we have people as young as 12 in here. So honestly, you will just, I don't even read out your comment. I just remove you. That's basically it. So that's just up to you what you do, okay? But you will just be removed. I won't even read out your comment because it's not fair and it's not why I'm here. So if you don't want to be here, just don't be here. That's basically it. Okay, so we're going to go in with the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator. And this is in light. But you can see, guys, it's not really that light. I would say it's more of a medium. Let me just go back down here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like on the back. So basically, that's what I'm waiting for. I was in urology, and they're going to basically kind of do the EEG, so where they just put the sort of electrodes around your face or your head even, and then you go home and they can kind of monitor you on a I am looking at the chat, Kaya, and I'm keeping a good eye on it, and they will just leave. If David stop there, our younger viewers, so where's David? And we'll just okay. All right, David. Okay. Floxel, please no makeup. You look good without this weird stuff on your face. Well, everybody has kind of like a hobby, don't they? So it's not kind of like people like art, some people like various things. This is just a hobby, not to say that everybody goes around with makeup on all the time. This is just something that everybody does. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just taking a look at these comments. I'm happy for people to be here, absolutely, but you know, we have some people that are super young here, and it's just not, it's not really okay. So let's go ahead. Okay, so this is the Wet n Wild, and everything here, guys, I can say is not going to be super expensive for you. There are so many dupes out there, and I know Rare Beauty within itself is kind of medium to high end, isn't it? Rare Beauty is Selena Gomez. You know, you've got Fenty Beauty, you've got things out there. But what I'm going to show you today is really good products that are going to kind of halve the price for you or half the cost. So this is the Wet n Wild, and again, this is just a tinted hydrator. So if you're not somebody that wants really high coverage, but you would like to kind of have some coverage, a hydrator or a skin tint is really good. The only thing I'll say is it doesn't have any SPF, so maybe do your SPF if it's during the day. But at the moment in the UK, it's half 8, probably it's probably 8:45 now at this point. And we're going to start to pop that. Now I always warm it up in my hand first. Some people get a brush and put it straight, or a sponge, but I like to just take it with my hand, and we're just going to pop it around, and then I will use a brush afterwards, but that way you're not kind of wasting product or anything like that. And again, if it is just a tinted hydrator, you're not putting too, you don't want too much on. But I'm very happy for people to be here. So what I do outside of this work is I am a outside of YouTube is I am a support worker for people with Down syndrome and autism. So that's my role outside of YouTube. And I also do makeup as well. So what we're going to do is use a Real Techniques foundation brush. So Real Techniques are kind of in between medium and high end. I'd say they're not as high end as they used to be, but they're very good for quality brushes. So let's have a look here. I've put everything away so nicely. We might have a look. Please say there's one close by. Yes, there is. It's been one of those days today, guys. But yes, I'm not very good in crowds. So when we got the bus today, in the hospital waiting room, I'm not very good at stuff like that. It's just, not that I don't have patience. I get very, okay, Adrian. We will get rid of Adrian. Okay, you can see, guys, it doesn't do a lot, but it definitely just, the color of my face, kind of just, it tones everything. I think it's just, the word is color corrects. It color corrects things. So we're just popping that around. This is a Real Techniques foundation brush, so it's really soft. If you keep them really well, guys, they do stay for a very long time. You can use your hands, you can do things like that as well. You can have a sponge. Everyone's different in what they do, but I'm just going to use the rest now because it's warmed up, and we're just going to focus on the redness, which is usually the T-zone. Okay, so that's kind of very light kind of application of the Wet n Wild tinted hydrator, which you can get in Target, you can get in Superdrug, you can get on Amazon. It's really easily accessible, and it's not going to kind of break the bank either. Okay, let me just catch up on the comments because we were doing the makeup. Adrian kissed me. Twin, where have you? Your turn. Hi, M Wild, Ghost Chaser. Hello, Ghost Chaser. Hi, Delaware. Adrian, okay. Kaya, no one loves me like you do. Kendall, nobody's gonna love me quite like you. Okay, there's a song I think going on there. Sounds good. Okay. I think I said hi to you, Ghost Chaser, already. Okay, so that's that. So now we're going to go in with a concealer. And the concealer I'm going to use, again, it's hydrating, and it's from e.l.f. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in porcelain. So there is going to be on Saturday a longer form content video, and it's going to be on contour, beginner contour and highlight, which was requested. So we'll be doing that on Saturday, and it'll be up by 4 p.m. UK time. So this is it, guys, and I don't put a lot on. So I usually just pop it under the eyes and maybe up here a little bit, because this actually, you do get a lot. So it's not going to look like a lot comes out, but when you see me blend it, you'll see how much comes out. So that's what the doe fur looks like. So what we're going to do is just look ahead in the mirror, and I'm just being really careful where I place it. You'll see how much we get out of this when it starts to blend. And then just in the T-zone and red areas, basically that's it. It's super light, but you will see now when we start to blend that with a sponge, how much actually we have. So this is just a She Glam sponge. They're Sheen, but the makeup side is called She Glam. And we're going to spray it just with some vitamin E water if I've got any. Okay, let me catch up. Okay. I sub to you, Twin Kendall. I think that's for Kaya. That's great. AC Milsi, would you say hello in Turkish? I don't know Turkish. EC Misty said hi, hello. I don't know your name. It's got a pink photo, but I can't pronounce your username. Kendall. Kay actually noticed us. Kendall, yes. Trump 911. Well, he's straight away. I'm sorry, but I'm not a political channel, but certainly not for this channel. Okay. Okay. Um, Neo, that's great. I love your top. Red suits you. Thank you. Okay. So I think we've caught up, guys. Okay. Well, it's really good that you guys can actually meet in the comments as well, and you can kind of get to know people as well. So see what I mean, guys? We put the tiniest amount on, and the amount of coverage that we get is really, really good. But always make sure that you pop it right back to the hairline so that it looks as natural as it can. And can you see how it just shapes the eye as well? It lifts your eye up as well. So always have at least your concealer 1 to 2 shades brighter than your actual foundation or your skin. Okay. Hi, Kaya. Okay. So you can see the difference there, guys. It's minimal difference, but you saw how much product we got there. And what you can do, guys, is I got asked this the other day, you do not need an eyeshadow primer. I do have one here today, but concealer does the exact same thing. It keeps your eye makeup on. So we're going to do the same on this side. So guys, I really do appreciate you guys that come on and subscribe to the channel, because the longer form content is actually going to be every single Saturday now. I've got the topics already done. I've gotten the requests already, so it's all going to be planned for every single Saturday. It's 4 minutes past 10 or 11 minutes past 11 in Denmark. That's super late for you. I know, Kaya, if you're in school tomorrow, for sure you should go, you go when you need to, and you can always catch up. So and I'll always comment back. A lot of people comment in the messages and things like that afterwards, and I always kind of come back to them. So if you need to go, absolutely, that's absolutely fine. I realize it's a bit later, and I'm thinking of making the lives between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. But let me know if that's a good time. 7:30 UK time to 8 o'clock. So that's it, guys. It didn't take very long, but you can kind of see that the areas that I wanted to kind of conceal and brighten is kind of concealed and brightened, basically. And we're going to set that now. But yes, I want to show you some of the red lipsticks. So where is it? DJS Beauty are an American company, and they do brushes, they do amazing eyeshadow palettes. But they sent me this red lipstick, and it looks, because you see Selena Gomez a lot of the time has like minimal eyeshadow, nice kind of bronze skin, and then there's one thing that she always makes kind of this statement. And in a lot of her recent photos, she's been making kind of the lips a statement. And she's been using like medium tones and bright toned reds. So because I was sent this, I thought we could use this today, basically. And it was a complete coincidence that the top was red. That was not planned at all. I was just looking for something to wear, because when I came home, I just got straight into my PJs and I had to sleep for a while because I was tired from the hospital. So okay, what we're going to do now is go in with that concealer powder, setting powder, which is the Revolution, and it's no flashback. So there's no flashback. It's the rose pink powder. So what I'll do now is, if anyone's got any comments, I'll keep going back up. WT, where is my bounce? Okay. Kendall, are you in Denmark? So you guys are talking. That's really good. Okay, Kendall, you got to go. That's absolutely fine. Thank you for joining. It's really good to kind of get new people in and chat to you guys. You can always chat back to me. Any questions on makeup, I can always chat back to you. So you get, I don't know if you do anymore, because somebody asked me the other day, do you still get this little, oh, thank you, Kendall. And if any guys want me to look at your channel too, always feel like you can come in. That's absolutely fine if you want to link your channel as well. So this is a Revolution powder puff, but it's really good because the shape under the eye is perfect for what we need to do. And this is what it looks like. This is the pink powder. It comes in banana and banana light. So that's what we're going to look at now. This is what it looks like. And you basically, the shape is perfect for the eyes, just like this. So all we're doing, high vertex. Can you see the difference there, guys? It just kind of mattifies it without it looking super shiny, but it doesn't make it look dry either. Okay. So the channel, guys, is going to have a lot more longer form content videos, because the requests coming in are actually really interesting, and I did do them a long time ago, but these things always change with makeup. Techniques always change. So Saturday will be a beginner's contour and highlight video, and then we're going to go from there. And there'll be shorts on it too, so I'll pop up a short, and anything else, guys, that's remaining I just pop in the T-zone. Okay, there we go. So that's kind of set, really. Now what I'm going to do is the brows before we go in with any bronze or blush. And I know that I put it somewhere. I always say safe. Yes, so it's Revolution. Hi, Jake. Revolution's Duo pen. So you've got the brush on one side and you've got your pen on the other. And this is what it looks. This is just a kind of a brow brush, basically. And we're getting through this quite quick today, guys. It wasn't intentional, but given that it's a little bit later, hopefully. So guys, let me know in the comments if 7:30 to 8 o'clock instead of 8:30 suits you better. It's a little bit earlier, I guess, and particularly if it's during the week, those kind of lives. People have, work and school the next day. So do let me know if that suits you better, and we'll certainly do it a bit earlier. So all this is you're brushing it into place, guys. Hi, Vertex. I think I said hi before. I'm good, thank you, Jake. So all we've done is brush that into place. You can see the difference. It's just kind of brushed it upwards, and now we're going to use the pen. I would say it's more of a crayon, but it's called a pen. It's a twist cap as well, so you can see that there. And we're going to just do a quick swatch for you. Yeah, okay. And we're going to just follow the brow line. We're not going to put it anywhere it doesn't need to be. So let's just do that, and you'll see that it's quite strong, but the more you brush it out, the more natural it looks. I've been thinking for a while to get my brows tinted, but because I've got so many products, I don't think I will. Now that's super strong, so we're going to brush it out because that is very, very strong. So all we're going to do is twist that down and use the brush this side, and you can kind of calm it down really quickly. And it's a really good color match to my hair as well, so make sure you get the right match to your hair too. So the eyeshadow palette is called the Latte palette that I'm using from Wet n Wild. So that's going to be the Latte palette today. It's kind of like a little quad. It's not very big, but it's perfect if you're just wanting that really gentle smoky eye look. Daytime kind of smoky eye. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys, a butterfly has just come in the window. Oh god. I don't mind them, or else it's a moth. It's huge. Oh god, of course it would. Oh my gosh. I just have not a fear, but okay. I don't like them. Oh, okay. They're attracted to light. People say that, don't they? That butterflies and moths are attracted to light. And of course I left it open. Okay, I think it's gone. Okay. I know it's such a silly thing to be afraid of, but I'm not afraid, just kind of freak me out slightly. Okay, so we're going to go to this side. So you can see I followed the line, but it's made them look fuller. It's made it look like there's more there. But I haven't put it anywhere that the brows aren't. So it's not over time. When you put your setting spray on, it's not going to come away. So I know it looks, when the two of them kind of match together, it will look even. Now I know this side looks super thin. I think when I was younger, I over waxed my brows, and I think that's just kind of paying the price now. So this, we're going to go back with the brush just to brush them into place. Oh, thank you, Kaya. Who else has a fear of the silliest things? It used to be spiders for me, and now it's moths and butterflies. I think it's because they move so quick. And that was quite a big one, but I'm glad it didn't come across the screen because that would have looked really weird. Okay. I literally dried my hair today, guys, to come on here in 20 minutes because I was like, I'm not going to panic. I was super tired from the hospital, overslept slightly. I'm not going to panic. I'm going to try and blow dry my hair in the quickest time possible. So yes, so we're going to go the other side. It's like a crayon, and again, I did swatch it if you guys want to see there. But yeah, the hospital today, I think when they say they don't know what it is, sometimes that can be more scary when they say, oh, we do know what it is. So when I get the EEG done, and what an EEG is, they told me it's like they just put like electrodes around the head. You take a little machine home with you, and then for 4 days they can see what's happening. Like if anything happens, it goes straight back to the hospital. Like so that's kind of how they said it. And then I have to go for an MRI as well. So um, yeah, it's a little bit unnerving, as they say. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Kaya. So are you. I saw your channel the other day. So are you. You're super pretty. How's your cat doing? I think I saw your channel today, actually. I was looking at your channel today. You were doing an unboxing of something. Um, so I'm just following where the brow is. I'm not going to put it anywhere, where it isn't, basically. So we're going to brush that out because I know they look a little bit like crazy right now. But yes, the UK, guys, the weather has been way too hot, and today, for the first time, we had a really nice cool day. Okay, so I think because whatever the way the lights are working, this one is looking a bit lighter than this one, but actually when I look ahead, it looks completely normal. So what I'll do is in the post section after this, I'll pop on some photos and you'll see. But I think how the lights are, this is looking like this side is a bit darker, but I can definitely let you know that these two do look the same out of camera. So maybe if I go up, you can see they're pretty similar. Okay, let me catch up. Hi, Great Bear. I can't pronounce your Scotia. Can you let out a little toot for us? Great Bear, you're my favorite YouTuber. Okay, I would love to. I love making tributes to your live streams. Okay, okay. So we're going to just brush these out a bit more, and then we're going to do the bronzer and the bronzing drops again. And I'm really liking the bronzing drops. Because they're really quick to do. A lot of people do them different ways. So what we're going to do today is, oh, it's still here. I just saw the moth in the corner. Go away. Oh my God. Don't come near me. Sorry, I thought it had gone and it's in the corner. Okay, we're not going to be a baby about this. It's just a moth. Okay. Okay, it's good. Okay. I say that and it keeps going over. So basically, this is Drunk Elephant. This was not really planned to have a moth in my room. Okay. This is Drunk Elephant and it's the anti-pollution bronzing drops, and there's so many dupes out there. W7 do the dupes, Rimmel do the dupes, Elf. So dupe just means that they do another version of this. Drunk Elephant are very expensive, and I only got this on a deal when it first came out. I think it's about £30, so I wouldn't recommend going out and getting it. I got it on a deal on Cult Beauty because I had points kind of built up. So this is what it is. It's the debronzing Drunk Elephant Golden Glow Drops. Now you can get it if you want to. I'm just saying that there are other products out there if you're trying to save. Eden Dose Edits. Hi, nice eyebrows. Thank you. Okay. Again, I think the camera is making one look brighter than the other, but they're certainly the same color. So I will do a post section afterwards. So I warmed them up on my face. If I just show you guys, that's what it looks like. So they're the Golden Glow Drops. And what I do is I just put it in the areas of the face where like the sun would naturally hit your face. So just the bronzer area here, and then we just use a bronzing brush. You can use a sponge if you want to. I'm going to place it with my hand just here. So that's what it looks like. And we're just going to go around the face, and it's like a summery kind of bright color. But let me know, guys, if you have any fears that are really silly. Like, I don't know why I'm afraid of moths. It's so random. But I say I think he's gone, but he's probably in the corner of my bedroom somewhere. But yeah, okay, we're going to continue. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is what we're doing here. Hi, Eden. We're going to just pop the other side here. And then I'm going to get my brush. So I've only gone down the contours of the cheeks and around here. And then anything else, we're just kind of put around the chin. So this is the Real Techniques contour brush. And we're just going to use that really carefully around the face and bring that back to the hairline really gently, guys. And you can see when it does, it looks super dark when I put it on. But you can see when you kind of brush it out, it's quite natural looking. It's not too strong, and you can kind of just get a good natural glow from that. But there are Elf do these drops, Revolution do these drops, W7. So there are other companies that do it. But Drunk Elephant, if you want to try them, they do really good moisturizers, things like that. So you can see, guys, it hasn't really, from when we put it on to actually when you blend it out, it's quite natural looking. So we're going to set that. My channel is makeup tutorials and makeup reviews. Ayla, thank you for joining, but that's the primary aim of my channel, is just makeup reviews. So we're gonna, but thank you for being here. This is a Wet n Wild product, guys, and it's the Alice in Wonderland, and it's their edition of Alice in Wonderland. They had like a whole edition of this, and this is Tea Anyone. So you get 4 bronzers and 2 highlights. So we're going to use this again. I like this. So I'll show you how big the pan is too. I was quite surprised when it arrived from Amazon how big it was, but it's quite good. So you've got two kind of highlights there, and then you've got a medium kind of bronze and a really dark bronze. You could probably use that as a contour if you wanted to. So what we're going to do today is, the other day, as you saw, I just went into this one, but we're going to swirl the brush around, because I think Selena Gomez, she does go for that gorgeous kind of bronzy blush and then look, and then she kind of, today, what the photo I popped in the post, you can see the post section, she just kind of focused on the red lips. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, I subscribed. I really need some makeup content. Oh, great. Well, I'll be doing on Saturday, we're going to be doing a beginner's video for contouring and highlighting that was requested. So the video content will be then Saturday before 4 in the UK. So we're going to get the brush, guys, and go around the whole palette, and we'll get that nice glow, because we're going to be going into those highlighty colors as well. And we're just going to swirl it around, tap off the excess, and we're going to follow where you put the bronzing drops. And you can see, guys, it just gives a nice kind of, it sets it really. So we're just going to go up the cheekbone. We're not going to go any further than here, because that will drag down your face. But if you go here, it'll kind of bring your face in. But I will go much more into detail on Saturday in the longer form content video. So as you can see, that's what I'm doing, guys, bringing it all the way around, just following where we put the drops. We're going to swirl that around again. And then if we need to, we'll go in with a bigger blending brush. Okay. Okay. So we're just going to really, so in school, one of my friends was like, this is how Kaya texts this. I don't remember what it was, but she knows I'm dyslexic, and she said, are you dyslexic? And I said, yes, and you are, in a mad way. Sorry if it's wrong. No, you're kind of saying, and you are, you're trying to kind of stick up for yourself. I understand. Well, that's quite, so did you text somebody and they were making fun of how you text? That was quite cruel. In school, one of my friends was like, this is how Kaya texts. So did somebody show somebody your text? Did someone show someone your text? It seems like you're having, do you have, I know it's kind of hard to say to go to teachers, but if someone's going to, do things like that, it's quite upsetting for you. And if you are dyslexic, they shouldn't be picking on you like that. So I'm really sorry that's happening. So did you text somebody and then they showed people the text? Is that what happened? Morgan and Morgan, you look like Banshan from Stray Kids. Okay, I don't watch that, so I don't know who you're talking about, but okay. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you a blush, and I'm going to mention Flormar. Now, I don't really hear anything about this company anymore, but you can see it's like a marble effect blush, so it has that golden kind of tint into it. But I don't know who Bang Chan from Stray Kids is. So we're going to go into that quickly. Now look at that, guys. It has like a golden kind of marble effect, and if that's the color we're going for, and we're only going to bring it up this way, because don't forget, the red lips is going to be the real highlight of the show. So I don't want to over kind of do anything. So did you show someone, Kaya? Just I'm still listening to you, Kaya, just in case. I am still here. If you want, but somebody shouldn't be showing somebody else your text if you're trusting them to text them, That's not very fair, is it? So I'm sorry that happened. Okay, so this is just the cheeks brush, and it's actually called the cheeks. So it's not just me saying the cheeks brush, but why I like it is the shape, because it goes right up the kind of jawline and it doesn't interfere with anything. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to swirl that around, tap off any excess, and I'm going to kind of start here. We're not going to interfere with the bronzer in any way. We're going to start, I like to build up this color because it's really strong. It's a really strong blush, as you can see, and it's got golden flecks in it as well. So as you can see, I've brought it right up there, and what I'm going to do is blend it out. Okay, so what we're going to do is get a clean blending brush. Guys, I'm so glad that moth left. I hated to be a baby about it, but I don't know what it is about moths. They're just, it's because they go so fast. They just fly around, and you know, I'm just glad it's gone. So I've calmed that down a lot, guys. You could see what it was like when I first put it on. Um, you can see kind of what it was like. It was super intense, wasn't it? But I know that if you ever find yourself putting on blush and it's just stuck to one place, even though you haven't done anything wrong, get a clean blending brush and just buff that out until you get the right color. Because you can see at the start when we did it, it kind of, even though we only did a little bit, it's super strong. So particularly if you've got a deeper blush, sometimes with a lighter brush, you can get away with it if it's really light pink, but really deep ones like this, if you find that you've put too much on, just get a kind of a any kind, doesn't have to be this big, any kind of clean brush, and just start to kind of buff it away. And you can see it still shows, but it's not as intense as it was before. So we're going to go on the other side. Um, uh, Aloe Caparatha. Oh, I was doing it all wrong. Oh, this is just things I've learned over time. Because I really love blush and things like that. So I like to try out different things. But I've noticed when I put on a really deep blush, and I put it, say, to, you know, particularly with the weather, it's been so hot here, sometimes products will stick to your face, even though you've put everything right, you've put on all your skincare. But I noticed that it kind of just stuck to a certain area. So that's why if you get a bigger blush brush, it should be fine. Kaya, it was because we were texting in school and she had the computer and she spelt something wrong and said this is how Kaya spelt it. Oh, okay. So did she blame you for something? Or did she see what you put on the computer? She had the computer and she spelt something wrong. So she spelt something wrong. And then she said this is how, so she was kind of picking on you then because you didn't actually spell it, but she was blaming you and saying this is how you spell things. I'm sorry about that, Kaya. No, that wasn't wrong, Kaya. That's absolutely fine. Aloe, yes, I agree. Hi, Jacob. I'm sorry, Kaya. That is not good, is it? Because you're trying to concentrate. You're just trying to get through school, and these people are just, you know, picking on the fact that you're dyslexic, and that's really kind of not very fair to you, is it? School can be such a different experience for so many people. I didn't have the most fun in school, I will say. Primary school was okay, which is elementary in the US. When it got to like secondary school, I very much stuck to a certain group because there was kind of the popular kids, and then there was kind of, you know, everyone kind of grouped off into separate kind of, you know, groups as such. So depending on who was in your class, you know, what teacher you had, that was the options you had to maybe talk to somebody. But if there's somebody you can speak to, because it seems like you're getting picked on just for having dyslexia, and so many people have it actually and don't even realize they have it. You know, so many people have autism, you know, high functioning or low functioning autism, and they don't realize they have it. So, if there's anybody that you feel like you can confide in, that's close to you, I would do that because it's not really fair, um, on you, is it? So as you can see, I'm going super light up the cheekbone. That one kind of worked out a little bit better than before. Um, we still might use that blush, the kind of bigger blush to brush even to just so as you can see, because if you're wondering, I'm not bringing the blush right in because that will actually pull my face down no matter what age you are. If you bring in blush and you go right in, you know, the typical apple kind of the cheeks, it's actually good. Whatever shape face you have, it will kind of drag your skin down. As well with bronzer, if you bring that right to the mouth, again, it's going to make your face look kind of like it's overhanging. So the whole point of a contour or even a bronzer, to stop there, is to kind of make you look like the sun has hit your face, you know. And also the blush, kind of where you would actually blush is up here too, so you don't just blush in these areas. But that would be my advice. Don't kind of get blush and put it right in the center like this, because again, it's just going to kind of look off. It's not going to look right. But if you do it kind of where your cheek, people often wonder your cheekbone, um your cheekbone actually comes up here, so it's not just here. So just follow the shape of your face, really. That's all I would say. And again, if you go too far or you go too deep, just get a clean brush, and you can just blend that out. Kaya, that's absolutely fine. I really don't mind when you talk about this, honestly. I really don't mind. That's what I'm here for. I always do longer form content, but with the the lives, you can interact with someone. So Kaya, never ever feel like you have to say sorry, honestly. um you don't have to apologize. So you can talk as much as you want to. um okay, and you can say anything you want, Kaya. I'm never gonna not want to kind of speak to you, particularly if you're going through something like that. It's not very good, is it? It's nice to, at least even if it's online, to be able to talk to somebody about it. Hi Tessos, how are you? I'm back from neurology today, so they couldn't figure out what it was. So I have to go back and get an MRI. It actually was a consultation, so they didn't want to do the MRI straight away. So I said all my symptoms, and they didn't really see, they didn't think it was anything related to, you know, things that they could think about. So basically, what they're going to do is get an EEG monitor, and I have to take it home for 4 days. So it's like they stick kind of these stickers on your head and your forehead, and then it's kind of attached to like a machine, and it will monitor me for 4 days. So that's kind of what's happening. They're going to monitor me for 4 days. I think it's a camera too, so they can see, because of the spell, the kind of the spells I'm having where I just drop down, and there's no kind of warning. My body doesn't feel, and particularly because I cut myself as well, and that's happened a couple of times. And the dizzy spells, they couldn't they couldn't kind of name any like thyroid issues. They couldn't name anything that it could be. So they're just covering everything. So um they're going to do the MRI, but these dizzy spells just come on and off, and I was even feeling them in there, and then they were like, okay, we can see. I was like, sometimes I feel like half of my, this probably makes no sense, but sort of half of my face is kind of not falling, but heavier than one side, and then it gives me a migraine, and then the dizziness. So I don't know what it is, but they ruled out a lot of stuff. So they did mention a lot of stuff, ruled that out, and said the best thing to do, get that EEG on. And Kaya, what an EEG is that it's like electrodes, and what they do is they are attached to like a monitor, and that monitor will send back information to the hospital. But they want to see it in my daily life. So they said, if we do an EEG now, you're going to be very aware you're in hospital. We probably won't get what we need. But if you're at home for 4 days and you're just going through your normal life, basically, it might catch something that would happen every day. So that's kind of where they're at. And an MRI is different. So you go into like a machine, and they kind of scan your brain, and it's just kind of like a machine you lie down and go into, and they kind of just scan everything around your head and just make sure everything's okay in that sense. So that's kind of where we got to today, basically. It was a long day. Um, Tassos, is it possible that it might be psychological? I know you overuse the word a lot. Um, I have the physical pain and the dizziness that's falling, so they think it's brain kind of neurological related. They just can't kind of pinpoint what it is. But I understand what you mean by psychological. I mean, they said it must be getting you down, and then they talked about, you know, are you depressed, things like that. And I don't think I'm completely depressed, but it's certainly, obviously, it's going to lower your mood, isn't it, when things like that happen. But I do see what you mean, but they think it's something kind of that they just haven't caught yet. So what they mean by that is that within those 4 days, hopefully something shows up on the monitor, because it can send the information back to the hospital straight away. So yeah, so that's what's going to happen. I didn't mean to go on so much there, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of being chatting too much about it, but it was just in case you didn't know, because I think they were just surprised, basically, about the dizziness and the falling, because the first time it happened, I was actually at work, and I didn't have any feeling beforehand. I was doing something in work with one of the guys, and I was helping them, and then I just went right to the floor. Just my legs just went from under me. It's like I didn't have them. I know that makes no sense. And then nothing happened for maybe a month, and I forgot about it and thought, oh, I'm just, you do think people put things down to stress, and then they don't go to the GP. and then you actually don't know what it could be. It's crazy. So I'm glad I went, because they do feel like there is something, but they don't want to kind of say a couple of things in case it's not. So they didn't. They were saying that they thought it was a couple of things, but to make sure, they want to get that EEG done. So yes. Um, Hello, Kaya. Did you watch some Goosebumps yet? And Kaya has said, no, I'm scared. I was scared when I was little of them too, basically. So this is the end of the blush, guys. So as you can see, I kind of did really brush that out, because if I just swatch this for you again, it is super pigmented. So we did kind of blend that out. Tassels, wait, you said it happened twice. Yeah, I did. So once in work, where my legs just kind of, so I was just I was preparing the guys' food, because sometimes they can't do those kind of things, and with Down syndrome and things, they're not very aware of their surroundings. Sometimes they're not very aware of things. So I was just helping them with that. And then yeah, my leg, I just fell in the kitchen, because my legs just like, there was no, like, the doctor said, did you have pain, anything like that? I said I had a pins and needles kind of feeling in my hip, and then it went right down, and I just dropped. So, and then a month after that is when I was moving, and I just put some boxes in the van, and the exact same thing happened. And unfortunately, I was on a tarmac road, and that's why I got so badly kind of cut. So yeah, and it's like from the hip to the top of the toe of one side of my leg, um just went. KR, hi. My channel is primarily makeup related, so I do reviews. I've only recently started to go live just to interact with my subscribers, but a lot of it is makeup reviews, makeup tutorials. I sometimes do mental health videos too, but thank you. And if you're really, great to see you here. Tassos, do you also do pads at work? No, I don't. I don't, because you're welcome, KR. I don't. I know what you mean, but no, we have kind of Down syndrome patients and autistic patients. So in that sense, they're okay. They're okay in that sense. But no, I do. I have heard, obviously I think that's kind of care homes and stuff, isn't it? Well, it may not be. Maybe some people are in wheelchairs. I don't know, but we don't have any. But I do know what you mean, Tassos. Sidu Muwala, hi sis, hello. So if you know what if you're regular here, you know that I kind of I've got my voice is going, guys. Oh my goodness. You know that I set my face twice, and I just spray it with the e.l.f. gripping spray. But guys, if you have any ideas of sort of tutorials or longer form content, a live is really good. Of course, Kaya. I'm still going to be here. You know me, I'm Irish. I talk all day, all night, I should say. So what we're going to do is, what I do is I set my face twice, basically. So we've put on our concealer, we've put on our, sorry, so I'll start again. We've put on our primer, concealer, foundation. We've set that with a setting powder. We've then gone in with our bronzer, set that with a setting powder, and we've gone in with our blush. And so what I do before I do any makeup, lips, or mascara is I set my face. So that kind of sets, I call it setting the base. So this is the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray, and it's e.l.f. I think it's somewhat new. I don't think it's very new now, but it's a dewy setting spray. So it's not going to give you that matte look. If you're looking for kind of like a shine, not shiny, that's the wrong word, kind of a dewiness to your face, as it says. So I just spray that. So as I said, we've done the brows, we've done kind of, I call it base makeup, where you've popped on your concealer, your primer, your bronze, your blush, that kind of thing. And then we're going to move on. So let's give that a minute to set, because I like to kind of set the base and then go in with the eyes, set the eyes. And then, because sometimes if you set your makeup with mascara on, it can kind of, you don't want to kind of risk anything, kind of, even if it's waterproof, it can kind of still kind of drip down. And I never want to kind of, and I think that comes from when I used to freelance, and I never wanted, like, particularly if it was brides, I would never want to kind of do it and put so much effort into their makeup, and then I put the mascara on, and then you set the face, and then it kind of drips down. So maybe I just have like a thing where I remember that, but that's what I do. It's, you don't have to do it, but I always find setting the face twice just gives you that extra protection. What's the next step in the makeup? I hope I answered that. I didn't realize that. I hope I answered that. Great Bear, I'm making another tribute to you. Okay, so I'm just going to take some water, and then we're going to go in with the wet and wild. But It's very strange, guys, going into the neurology because, you know, you're seeing other people, and believe me, guys, there was other people there. Um, there was other people there that actually were so much worse off than me. You know, there was people having like, I have my window open. I don't know why I'm whispering, but there was like people having seizures there, and there was you know, there was little kids there, and I was just sitting there going, oh my god, you know, surrounded by these people, feeling like I felt my heart was kind of going a little bit, because I felt like these guys are like, they're so vulnerable. It was just like, and I know my job is support work, but they're not as vulnerable as these guys that I could see, you know. And there was an older man, and you could see like his whole arm was up, and he was having this. It was just, yeah, it was really kind of humbling, maybe is the word. So yeah, it kind of made me a little bit um please, Tassos, please try not to be too worried about it, and also about the dizzy spells and lightheadedness. Just eat. Yeah, I've been trying to eat healthy. I've been trying to kind of, but I think for me, when I try to eat, I know that I'm on the go, so I try to eat healthy. But then I don't know, you know, energy wise, if I'm eating the right foods for energy. So, and I do have coffee, but I don't think, you know, I don't drink it as much as I used to. But I think what, you know, every time you think of like I have a friend, and I'm not joking, he must have, you know, those monster drinks, and I'm not kidding. He must have them at least seven a day. I think it's crazy. You know, the monster drinks, like I think they're like Red Bull, but they're more of an up to date kind of company, because you don't really hear of Red Bull anymore. But they're Monster energy drinks. They are full of sugar, and he constantly drinks them. I don't know how. I don't know how he does it, but like he, even in the morning when I'm having a coffee, he would have a monster drink. Um, you're back, Kaya. Great. We were just talking about food and what gives us energy. Tassos, I mean, don't be on an empty stomach too long. It's easy to forget. That is so true. People don't understand. Tassos, you know what? People have said that to me. How do you forget to eat? I'm so glad you've said that, because that shows that you used to be in my profession. You do forget to eat because you're thinking of them the whole time. So I'm really glad you said that, because when I say that to people, they go, how did you forget dinner? Like, it's not that I forgot dinner. I didn't have time to have dinner. So yeah, I get that. I'm glad you said that. Um, okay, so the eyeshadow, because the lips are going to be so red today, guys, um, we are going to go in with like a little kind of medium brown toned Wet n Wild, and it's called the Gold Whip palette. Wet n Wild are, you know, reasonably, you can get them in Target, you can get them in Superdrug, Boots, Amazon. This one actually came like that, guys, so I was quite disappointed. Um, but yeah, it actually came like that from Amazon. So yeah, I mean, the whole color is basically, it's gorgeous, but it's practically gone. So, but it is going to be like a very medium kind of light brown. And we're going to pop on some, I'm going to get a drink now. Um, pop on some eye primer. But I love coming on and chatting to you guys. Honestly, you don't know what it does for like my confidence, and when I'm having a stressful day in work, you don't know, like I really do look forward to kind of coming on and chatting to you. It always makes me wonder what everybody does outside of here. You know, I know everybody has jobs and they go to school, but it often makes me kind of wonder what you're doing and if you're having a good day, that kind of thing. So this is Profusion, and it's pigment based, so you can get the skin color as well. I find the white, it just lets me see where the color the eyeshadow is going, basically. It does calm down. So if you're new to this and you're just seeing me use it now, it will look really white on the eye, but it actually does calm down. And I find the white just lets you know where your eyeshadow is going. If you put a concealer shade in there, it is going to help you, but you're not going to see where you're putting it. So this is just my preference. Again, I will say you don't need an eyeshadow primer. If you only have concealer, use concealer. So what I'm going to do is just show you what it looks like. So as you can see there, okay, so you can see it is white, but where we are, as you can see, it does keep on the eyeshadow. I do use it a lot, but you have seen me before just use kind of primer. So that's concealer even. So I'm just gonna dab that. You don't need a lot, guys. I know it looks super good. So we're just gonna, the Danish lemonade. Yeah, it sounds so yummy. Okay, so that just warms to the skin really easy, as you can see. But my job does not leave. I think the thing that I love lives, whereas my job does not leave any time for a social life, really. Um, which is the truth, really. And then when you are off, you're kind of tired, so you just want to go on a holiday. you know. What is it? 22:42. My my Samsung watch has died, and I can't see because I'm on this. If you're I know you're going to school, aren't you? Um, so it must be 9:42 here if it's 22:42 there. Um, my Samsung watch has died and I can't see the so in the UK I think it's about 9:42 now, I think. But I get it. If you need to go, that's absolutely fine. I know you've got school in the morning. Um, I'm thinking, guys, if it suits you, I'm thinking of starting the lives at 7 instead of 8:30. If that suits you guys, let me know, because that way I think we're not all um kind of waiting. 8:30 I used to think was better for other people to kind of, but um so yeah, just letting that get tacky, guys, because it's good to just give it a few minutes. I apply it with my fingers. Um, do we apply this eyeshadow with our hands or brush? So this is an eyeshadow primer. It's going to keep the eyeshadow on. There's a couple of ways you can do it. I warm it up on the back of my hand and I use my finger and I kind of just dot it where I want it and I let that get tacky. I have seen people use sponges and use little brushes as well. So it's really your preference. This is what I do. I use the my finger because the warmth of your finger is actually really good to actually place kind of pigment onto your eye. So as you can see, it does kind of tone down. I know it was super white when we looked at it, but it does tone down. Now we're going to go in with that e.l.f. quad. And that was Profusion pigment base. And I'll just show you what it looks like again. Um, so it shows you the color here, but it does have like a skin color as well. But that's what that is. Just going to have some water. Sorry, you said what, Kaya? Sorry, I missed that. You said shut up. I don't think you did you? I don't think you said shut up. I didn't see that, but okay. Tassos, do you enjoy your days off? Do you do stuff? Do you spend time with yourself and unwind from the craziness? Um, um, I don't actually. I'm looking to do things now that I've moved. I kind of relax. I put my PJs on straight away, have a shower, but meet my friends for coffee, but she's not well very at the minute. Um, but I need to find things to do to relax myself. The gym is something new, but I prefer swimming really. My attention span with the gym is just terrible. But I do have a trainer. I think I said that before. He's just going to help me with my balance and kind of coordinate that kind of thing. Um, okay, we're just going to remove that. Okay. 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 Um, any suggestions would be really good. I did try, I think I said a couple of lives ago, I tried like Pilates, wasn't really for me. What was that other one I tried as well? I think I said it, the bell therapy, like where you all sit down on a mat, you lie down and there's like bells or chimes. That wasn't really for me. That's okay, Kaya. I didn't see it. Sorry, I didn't see it. Don't worry, that's okay. But if anybody has any recommendations, I keep thinking of going on holiday. I keep thinking of that, but it's not going to happen this year. Hopefully next year. So let's have a look at that Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette. So it's called Gold Whip, and it kind of reminds me of Latte. So we're going to do that. This is what it looks like. So we're going to cut the crease with like. It's a shame, guys, there wasn't one lighter brown in this. This is they're very cool tone browns, and that's the one thing I'd say about this palette is that I like the palette, but I'm just having a look because I would prefer a more warm toned brown. So what I might do is double up with this e.l.f. quad. So this is actually a highlight and contour, but actually the warm brown, we're actually going to go in the crease with that because I just feel because the red lipstick is so strong, I think those two together just aren't going to be a good mix. But I think this medium tone brown might just be a bit gentler. So we're going to go in with that. And that's the Wet n Wild, sorry, the e.l.f. Contour and highlight. But You can use bronzers and you can use kind of contour as a brown eyeshadow. It's what I have to hand. My other eyeshadow palettes are downstairs. I'm going to go in with this really warm tone with my e.l.f. brush. I just feel like a kind of a warmer colour is going to suit the red, whereas a really cool toned, very cool brown, deeper, I don't think is going to go very well. So I'm just going to get, that's okay. I was thinking of any recommendations, Tassos, but I need some myself. So do I really do. I need like, I don't know, a day in a spa to me sounds amazing. Or a weekend that's just a spa and a jacuzzi. That sounds amazing to me. I would go for that in a second. Honestly. Jacuzzi time, massage. Yes. To me that sounds amazing. Okay. So we're just going to go, I say cut the crease. So what cut the crease means is you're going to separate the eye with a colour. If you have slightly hooded eyes like me, you're going to go a little bit higher because you don't want to put the colour in and then you look ahead and the colour completely disappears. So we're going to take some of this warmer brown. So yeah, Tassos, I think a spa day or weekend would do me wonders. So we're just going to, now I'm going a little bit higher because I have slightly hooded eyes. This is going to be a medium toned smoky eye look. Can you see how kind of brown that is? But it depends, I guess, what your hobbies are. What are you interested in, Tassos? Is there any of your colleagues that you could go out with? So you can see, guys, this is even coming off as a cool tone brown. So can you imagine if we used that deeper tone in the palette? It would definitely be the wrong color to use. So it's all about choosing the right colors, guys, because that red is very, very strong. We definitely want to have the red look, the red lipstick. But you can see there, guys, we're just making sure. Okay, Kaya, if you need to go, that's absolutely fine. I am thinking of have a good day tomorrow. If your dad is there. And you can always catch up. I am thinking of putting these lives out at maybe 7 UK time. Okay, so it's kind of like you can see it's there, but it's certainly not going to take away. It's not a deep kind of dark color. We don't want that. Okay. And I'm just making sure that it's above my crease because I have slightly hooded eyes so that you can still see the color. So what we're going to do now is hello, what's the time there? I think it's close to 10 p.m. UK time. My Samsung watch is on charge, so I can't see it. I usually have it on, and when I'm on a live, I can't actually see the time. I think it's close to 10 p.m. UK time. I am thinking of going a little bit earlier, maybe 7 o'clock. I started at 8:30, so I think it might be close to 10 now. But yeah, I'm thinking, Aloe, of going live a little bit earlier. Tassos, I appreciate you asking, Kieran, for listening. It's a disappearing life skill. I find it too. I don't find that you get asked that kind of in that in-person day-to-day things too. But it's nice to know, guys, what you like. It's something nice to find out. So there is like a really white color here, guys. I was going to go back into that e.l.f. quad and try to get that gold whip color, but obviously it did arrive from Amazon broken, which is a shame. It's a real shame. But maybe we'll try to just get some of that color out. It did arrive like this from Amazon. Everything else was fine, but this color, unfortunately, is what I basically bought it for, and it's like basically non-existent in the palette. So we're going to try and do our best here. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what we want for. Aloe, do you do lives daily? I do them. Thank you for the love hearts. I do them. What day are we? Wednesday. I do them Sunday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and yeah, so Sunday, Mondays, and Wednesdays at the minute. I'm thinking I usually go, Aloe, at about 8:30 UK time live. I'm thinking of going a little bit earlier. So all we're doing is popping this in the inner corner. We're not going to go right out, but you can see it just brightens up the eye. It's not going to make it look too dark. And this is I'll just swatch it for you so you can see. That's what we're looking at there. And I'm just really making sure that goes right into the inner corner, and we're just right out like that. We're not going to focus too much here. So now what we're going to do is going to go over that with the kind of goldy whip color here. That white is just going to give us a base basically. And if you notice, guys, I don't use a brush for any kind of shimmers or glitters. The warmth of your finger is actually really good. But Tassos, I'm looking for you know, some suggestions too. I would love like a day like in the spa, something like that for me, with given the work I do, just, you know, focusing on myself would be amazing. But do you, or is there anywhere in work or anything like that that you could, you know, go out with? So I'm just thinking the outer corners, guys. This palette is slightly deep for that. Let me just thinking on the spot here. Because this is the color we're going to go in with. This is DJS Beauty and it is Scarlet. You can see it's super, super bright. So it's almost the same color as my top. I kind of want to go in the outer corners with a bit of warmth. And if you see here, guys, they're super, the two ends here are very, very cool toned. So I'm just going to see what else I have in here. But yeah, that was kind of my day at Neurology today. What do we have here? I've got my Natasha Denona palette. This is kind of all, let's have a look. Natasha Denona. This is the mini rose palette, and we've done this before. I'm not sure. This is cool tone brown too. Okay. Right. I just want to make sure it's not too cool toned. So I'm going to keep looking. We're not going to worry just yet. Okay. I can't pronounce you're wearing black in your profile picture. Hello. Amal, are you having a good day? I'm having a good day, thank you. Okay, I've come up with a plan. Alice in Wonderland, we're going to go back into that. And we're going to go in with the highlight into the inner corner again. And we're going to, that medium brown is what we're going to do on the outside, so it doesn't look too dark. We're going to go in with the mascara. So this is going to actually be done with a brush. So we're just going to take, this is the meat. It looks, it's coming off like almost white, but it is brown, guys. I reassure you, it's brown. Okay, and I'm just going to pop that at the end and kind of bring that back up again. Like a little bit of that, maybe. We've definitely done a couple of multifunctional palettes today, because this is certainly not meant for eyeshadow, but I do think it suits this start of this. Okay. Okay. It's kind of just finished off the look, because the red is going to take the attention from everything. It really is. That's going to be the one that takes the attention. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to pop that there. Tassos, I don't like anybody enough to meet after work. I dated a girl for a few times, but we're in different chapters, so I spend time with myself, and to be honest, it feels right. Yeah, I think spend time alone if it doesn't feel right with somebody. I agree with that. Some people can kind of panic, and, you know, I've had friends who've done that, and just be with somebody for the sake of being with them, which I can understand that. I can really understand that. But I think, you know, sometimes it is good to be alone until you meet, you know, somebody that actually you're both at the same point in your life, which isn't going to be, sometimes it doesn't happen overnight, but sometimes you meet them at different points in your life. And like you say, you could meet someone like you did, and they could be really nice, but it just, you're not in the same place in life. So that can happen a lot. So I understand that for sure. It can happen to anybody, especially with, I think what you do for a living really does kind of not control so much, but it has an influence on, you know, who you can see relationship wise, you know, because, and it also kind of the kind of how much free time do you have outside of work, that can vary from person to person as well. So do you have the time to dedicate, you know, to them as well? So it can definitely be kind of complicated. So that's kind of the, you can see there that it's kind of very mild smoky eye. I'm not going to go too big, because these this lipstick is quite bright, so we don't want to kind of have a lot of things going on at the same time. What I'm going to do is just set my face again with the pink matte no flashback pink powder from Revolution. We're just going to pop that there. Okay, and we're just going to pop that in. But yeah, I understand that, Tassos. It can be really confusing sometimes to wonder to keep going with something or not, or do you kind of leave it be, or should you continue and see where things go, you know. It can be tempting to kind of stay in that situation as well, because you have that person there for company, you know, you see them all the time, and then you kind of think to yourself, is this, should I just continue with this? But no, I think you're right. If you've got the instinct that actually we're just in totally different chapters, totally get that. I think it's difficult as well as you get older, because you mature more, intellectually, I mean, you mature more, and so you start to naturally, you know, just graduate to different times in your life, and that not be this, that might not be the sorry for that, guys, it's very loud, the same time as the other person that you're seeing. So when is the Jurassic Park marathon? It's going to be Sunday, because I've got Monday off. So yeah, it'll be Sunday. That's when we're going to watch it. The other thing is, I'm kind of glad I didn't go into the cinema, because I'm starting. I think Scarlett Johansson's in it, but some people have said it's not the best, and I never. They made a big point the last time of saying this is the last one. There's not going to be another one. But I've heard it's not. And somebody said, I mean, of course it's fake, but there was somebody interviewed, and they said it just looked. I know it was CGI, but it looked very kind of fake, as in the 90s one. If you look back now and look at the 90s one, I still think it's somewhat realistic in certain scenes, but apparently this one looks very fake, even though it's the most up-to-date CGI. So I don't know, and we'll see. I'm hoping it's okay. But yeah, it's going to be Sunday. Other than that, I love Tassos. I love kind of crime documentaries and kind of forensic files and things like that. That's kind of the things I really like. I like reading up about like forensic science and how that's advanced, and how they kind of change, you know, they're able to kind of solve cold cases that have been, you know, gone unsolved for years, and you know, all the new forensic technology advances, and so that's the kind of thing I like as well. Um, so yes, so that's kind of just kind of calmed that down a bit. So everything kind of, what we're going to do is go in with the mascara. The best typo I saw was Scarlett Johannesburg. I think I remember who did that. Yeah. I think I do. But I might be wrong if it was. Yeah. Yeah. Scarlett. Have I said her name wrong now? No, I'm confused. I may have said it wrong. Okay, I'm going to get my little mirror. But I think it's really hard to remember that surname sometimes. Or it's I suppose the best way to put it is it's easy to get it. Um, it's easy to kind of pronounce it. So what I'm going to do is look down in the mirror, and that's how this is the Fenty Beauty, and it's the Hella Thick mascara. So we're going to go in with that. And this is what it looks like. Elvis Music. Ciao, Jiao. Okay, thank you for the love hearts. So it's kind of coming together now, guys, and you can see, oh my goodness, she hasn't really done anything super, super intense, but you will see why when I put on the lipstick. So that's what Selena Gomez has been doing. With her makeup, she's making the skin kind of minimalist, and then she's making the eyes minimalist too, and then she's making a statement with the lips, or she'll go the opposite way completely. She'll do kind of just lip gloss, and then she'll make the eyes a statement, and that's kind of been something she's been doing since January, and something that I think her products are really good at too. She really looks into the ingredients and things like that. So what I've decided to do is go minimalist on the face, a little bit of a smoky eye, and then you'll see the red lips. They really do. It'll kind of complement anything. And the one thing to do is, if you are choosing something, don't choose both things as a statement, because then they'll just cancel out each other. If you're choosing kind of the eyes, make the eyes the focus, calm down the lips. If you're choosing the lips, make them the focus and calm down the face. That's kind of what I would say. So what we're going to do is go in with that Fenty Beauty Hella Thick mascara. Scarlett Johansson, that's it, Tassos. It came into my mind right now. Okay, not Johannesburg. Hello, Ahmad. Okay, so I'm just looking down. Okay. I was surprised that girl with the red hair wasn't in the other one. Okay, just a second. God, this is ridiculous. Sorry. Um, okay. Um, there was a guy in the last one, and he was really good. The actor, of course, I can't remember his name. I'm surprised he didn't stay in it. I guess it's all about contracts and money, isn't it? If they want more money and then they decide not to give them that money, they're going to have to look for someone else. But as these films get more popular, the actors obviously demand more money. So I guess it's up to the what they get in their contracts really. So that's kind of the Hella Thick mascara. I'm not going to go any kind of more dramatic than that because we are going to see in a moment how kind of um, intense that color is. So this is Fenty Beauty, this mascara, and it's the Hella Thick Black Mascara. It comes in brown as well. Tassos, I'm not into documentaries per se, but I get curious and obsessed with various things and try to learn as much as possible. Currently, it's New England and the history around it, and Salem. Yeah, and that's interesting, isn't it? Really interesting. The Salem witch trials. Yeah, I looked into that. The history of that, the Salem witch trials. Yeah, that is interesting. There's a lot of documentaries on that actually. I haven't actually sat down and watched one, but I've been there and I've walked around there, but I haven't I looked at it. Okay, so that's I'm only looking in there, guys, to see if it was the same. Don't worry, I'm not going to looking at myself in the camera. Okay, this one probably just needs a little bit more, and we're going to leave that. Okay, I think for the mascara side of things, because the lips are going to be the focal point, we're going to leave it at that. And again, if I haven't said, I think I have, but it's Fenty Beauty's Hella Thick mascara. It comes in brown as well. This is black. Okay, so let's pop that away. I'm going to take some water. Hi, Natalie. How are you? I'm okay, thank you. Hope you're having a good week. I hope you're well. I'm just taking some water. Okay, so we're focusing on kind of a look that Selena Gomez has been doing with her products in Rare Beauty. What she's been doing is she's kind of been minimalizing the lips or minimalizing the eyes. So what we're doing today is I've done very minimalist makeup and we're going to focus on the red lips today. So if you had a looked at my post, if you get a chance to, I've got a lot of red lipsticks here, and I've chosen the DJS Beauty, but I do have some deeper brown lip. So she's kind of the post I put up is she's got very minimalist makeup, but she's got a deep red, so that can be something you can do. And so you make that the focal point, and I'll just swatch that for you guys. That's what that one looks like. So does it look exactly the same? It's coming off brighter, guys, than actually the lipstick itself, but that's what that one is. This one that I'm going to show you is more of like it's not a lip gloss, but I got sent this by DJS Beauty. Look at that, guys. Oh my goodness. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, so we're going to go with that one. So basically, we're going to make the lips the focus today. But I hope everyone's well. Okay, so what we're going to do is I do have Revolution lip oil that I might pop on because I can kind of feel that they're a little bit dry. But yeah, that's Tassos things that I've been really interested in is the documentaries and kind of the forensic side of things I find fascinating, particularly when they're able to go back into cases and kind of solve them basically because, the advance in technology. Okay, so I'm just going to pop on, hi Elvis, some Revolution lip oil. But I do like what Selena Gomez is doing. She's kind of really focusing on clear, clean skin, maybe a little bit of mascara. I did a slight kind of smoky eye, not very, very kind of obvious. And then she's kind of going in with the lip. So I think we're going to go with this one. Sorry if you can hear the traffic outside. It's not as warm as it used to be, but it's still pretty warm. So I'm just going to pop some of this around, just because lip liquids can actually be a lot more drying than lipstick. Okay, so we're just going to let that kind of set. It's like a moisturizer for the lip. They do melon, strawberry, and cherry, and this is cherry. And okay. Natalie, I'm good, thanks, Kara. Glad you're well. I love forensic stuff, documentaries, etc. Yes, me too. I love, like, there's a couple of cases that broke my heart, and I know we've got a lot of younger viewers here, so I don't want. There is one case that I think is going to forever, and it doesn't need to. I won't speak about it too much because it was solved, but one of the cases that really broke my heart was Shanann Watts. I think I probably don't need to even go into it. I think everybody in the world's heart broke when, and the 13th of August is always going to be in my mind. And I think, because everyone has a case, I think, particularly if you're interested in things like that. And obviously this was solved, so it's not anything that needs to be kind of looked into. But that will always break my heart. Yeah, and I think if she hadn't had that best friend, things could have gone a different way. But yeah, I think everybody has one of these things. But even before that, I kind of liked, going away from a case that was solved. I liked kind of how they actually progressed in forensics to actually, go back to those cold case files. We've had one here, guys, that they arrested a 92-year-old man over a 30-year missing persons case, and that was last month in the UK. How like, I don't mean fascinating but how amazing they were able to look. So I mean, and it was all over the news a couple of months ago. They were able to kind of link him now because of the technology that they weren't able to do before. So yeah, he was 92, and they were able to eventually link that. So, but they went through all the forensic kind of how it actually has progressed in terms of the 80s and 90s and 2000s and things like that. So I find that side of things really, really important, because that is what's going to catch people like this. It is the kind of things that are going to link people, like a jigsaw puzzle is forensics and things like that. Because sometimes you're only lucky enough to get maybe a hair follicle or something like that, and way back in the 80s that wouldn't have been anything that people could have done anything about. Now a hair follicle can probably tell you a whole family tree of somebody, because they can, you've got even things like ancestry. Ancestry is great because it can link back uncles and things like that. But from a crime point of view, I think forensics, I could go on about it all day, but there is one case that will just always break my heart, and that's Shanann Watts. I can't even say her name too too long without getting teary. But yeah, just one of those things that if you could go back in time. But yeah, I love kind of the advance in science and things like that. I find it fascinating. I really do. Tassos, sorry, Tassos, what did you say? I've noticed that everything past pandemic is very morbid. I didn't want to watch the Jeffrey Dahmer series on Netflix. I was obsessed with that stuff otherwise. I watched that. Oh my God. Yeah. I watched that. Yeah, I couldn't. That was just the craziest thing, I think. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That was very, very morbid and just absolutely shocking, I think. Have you heard about Joyce Carol Vincent? No, I haven't. Let me just catch up. Hi, Andrea. How are you? Hope you had a good day. Landon Souls. Hi. Hi, Landon. Hope you've had a good day, Andrea. We're just slightly coming to the end of it now, but no, we're just talking about what we kind of, outside of YouTube, what we kind of are interested in and things like that. And Tassos was saying the Salem trials, which I found really interesting, and me and Natalie were saying forensic side of things, just documentaries and things like that. Thank you, Landon. So what we were doing here, what we were going for, is kind of like what Selena Gomez has been focusing on in the spring and summer, is that she's been focusing on very calm spring, kind of not spring skin, but calm skin, a little bit of a bronze, a little bit of a smoky eye, but she's always made one thing the focal point. Oh, I hope you enjoy going to your mum's. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it. neurology was they didn't really know what it was, so I'm going to have to go back and get, you know, the an EEG done and be sent home with it. So it's like a box that kind of attaches here, and the EEGs are going to be kind of stuck all over the head, and I have to use it. It has to be on me for 4 days, and they're going to see what's going on neurologically, and then it sends everything back to the hospital, and they're also sending me for an MRI. So that's kind of where that went today. um, but thank you for popping on, Andrea. I really appreciate it. Um, Okay, so we did have a couple of options, didn't we, guys? And there is one that's very affordable, and it's the L'Oreal Intense. And this is in, I think it's just numbered 286, but it's their version of an intense red. And I'll just show you what that looks like. So if we just pop on this one here, so that's kind of a medium in between those two, isn't it? That's It's really funny, guys, because if you do that, this is coming off slightly pink, or is it just me in the mirror? No, it's definitely coming off a pinkish tone. This one I think we're going to go for. She had a very almost maroon color, and I don't think I have. Actually, I might have one. I'm not trying to get the exact same look, but I was trying to just show and focus on maybe the lips being the focal point instead of, you know, anything else. That was kind of what she was going for in that photo. Um, Look at this one maybe. I think this is the last one we'll do. Oh no, it's quite scary. They don't know what it is. Yeah, it's not the long-term illness, you know, that I had. They ruled all that out. They said it's nothing to do with that at all. It doesn't sound like that. Um, and they which scared me a bit more, because I thought they were going to say, yes, let's increase this medication because it could be that. And when I went in, they did blood tests. And when I described what was happening, they said, okay, we need to send you for an MRI, and then what we're going to do an EEG. They kind of put it's all kind of like wires, but they stick them all over your head and some down here, and then there's a box, they said, that's going to be attached here, and I have to take that home for 4 days. But they can see from the hospital, I think it sends things, but I know I'm sounding really silly saying this. They did explain it to me really clearly, and now I'm trying to think about it back, but basically it's just going to be on me for 4 days and nights, obviously, so they can see everything. And my mom's coming over for that, and then they're sending me for an MRI, just because everything I was describing didn't sound kind of the typical long-term illness kind of things that I would usually have. um my mom said I had an EEG when I was really, really little. um I can't remember it, but apparently I had one when I was really tiny. um So this is probably something that I'll have to take time off work for. I think there's no, they said, oh, you can still go about your daily life. And I thought, I can't have that all on when I'm a support worker. I don't think it'll make sense. So they're going to do it for a couple of weeks time, so I can tell work and things like that. Natalie, yes, forensics have come a long way. So interesting for sure. I love watching people's life stories too, like eating disorders. Me too. Absolutely. I love kind of watching things like that too. It's funny, isn't it? It's kind of like everyone has something that they kind of are drawn to. Um, yeah, I kind of like that too. Or there was a journalist. She's got red hair, and I'm terrible with names. I'm so sorry. She's got red hair, and she goes to live with people for a few days. So it could be completely different subject every time she goes, and she tries to kind of see their way of life, and she lives with them for 4 days, and it could be anything. So yeah, that, I can't remember her name. She's got red hair. She's from the UK. Hi Anthony. Okay. Hi Justin. But yeah, me too. I like finding out about other people's lives and documentary styles, and things like that. That's definitely me. But yeah, I think if I could go back in time, um, if there was one thing I could prevent happening, and I think I even get choked up thinking about it, so I won't talk about it too long. But Shanann Watts, I think I just wish, you know, because I think towards the end, if you've ever seen her documentary, I think she was listening to her instincts. She was definitely listening to her instincts, and then she still wanted to give that just one more try, and that kind of just sealed everything, unfortunately. But I love kind of finding out about the diets and stuff, like you were saying, Natalie, like diets and just people's different way of life. I think it's and particularly documentaries, because that's kind of real life for them. So absolutely. Um, Hi, I'm from India. Hi, Ship. So what I'm not always like put that on. Sorry. So what we're going to do is put on that original one that I got sent from DJS Beauty, and they're a makeup company in America. And they sent me the Big Bertha too, which is, I know it sounds unusual. What's the Big Bertha? It's a really, really big, just buffing brush basically. So you can use it anywhere. You can use it to set the face. You can use it for bronzer. But it's really easily washed. It's really soft. It doesn't lose its shape either, which is really good. And that's it there. If you can see the company logo, DJS Beauty, the family brand. But they're very popular in America. I couldn't. They have really nice eyeshadow palettes, but the um the actual cost just to send it, never mind the price. So the price of the eyeshadow palettes was good, but then because they're from America, actually trying to get the palette itself to the UK, the cost of that, the shipping was huge. So it was um almost the same as the actual palette. So I mean, I would love to get them and support them, but I just, yeah, they were gorgeous, like greens, yellows, purples. Yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous colors. But the actual cost of the shipping would be just as much as the. So these kind of things are okay, but like a big palette, oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm just going to catch up. Um, yeah, I wouldn't Google her tassels. It will. Yeah, it will. It's only because she was working for a diet company, that I followed. And so I kind of knew her on Facebook. I didn't know her, so basically I knew of her because she was working for a pill, like a healthy diet company. Um, and so she made it her business to be online. It was like her job, basically, to promote these things. She was a promoter for like vitamins and things like that. So she was very kind of, on Facebook at least, she was known. But I wouldn't personally, because I think it's, you know, so she was known in Facebook, and she was kind of, she wanted people to be healthier, and she really believed in this product. So that was kind of how she did things. But big personality. But she yeah, I wouldn't just I wouldn't. No, that's just my caring about people. Um, if you've got no, I wouldn't. It's a sad thing. I think one of the cases just will never leave me is Shanann Watts. But yeah, I know we've got different viewers here, so but um, yeah, it's just one of those things. And I think, like I said, she was starting to listen to her instincts towards the end. There is a Netflix documentary on her, so that's where I'll leave it. There's a Netflix documentary. So um but yes, I don't want to be making everybody sad. Natalie, I've been recently watching people that became paralyzed and how it happened, listening to their stories. I love watching the morticians too. Yeah, their stories back. So like what happened to them and things like that. Yeah, that sounds really interesting. Ship vlogger, what do you think about India? I've never been to India before, so I wouldn't be able to kind of speak on that. If you get a chance to visit India, would you like to come? I don't know. I don't have any relatives or friends there. I have friends here that parents are from India, but they live here in the UK. But I'm sure it's a nice place. Loving the Philippines. What's your thoughts on the age gap? I'm 23 and I'm from the US, and my wife is 43 from the Philippines. I think it's up to people who are genuinely in love. I think if you're genuinely in love, and it's something that's kind of pure and real, rather than just being with somebody for the, yeah, I think that's, if you both support each other, I don't see the issue. um so we're going to go in with this, guys. So we did swatch it, so you can see it's super, like, it's not fire truck red, but it's certainly red. So I am going to go in with that smaller mirror that I usually use for my mascara, so we're going to do that. um I was waiting for that tassos, and is this Melvin? I actually remembered his name, Melvin. But he hasn't come on yet, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because he had some of our viewers a couple of lives ago really concerned about that wrestling guy, really concerned and looking it up and everything, and people were going, "Oh my god!" And yeah, I think the last one was Eminem, wasn't it? Yeah, but he hasn't come on. I guess it's not happened. If you're talking about that, the next message will be, "Guess what happened to such celebrity?" Yeah, I know, but I remembered his name as Melvin. I actually remembered, but I'm surprised it hasn't come up yet. But hey, so I'm going to look down in the mirror because I don't have the same color lip liner basically. So I want to be super careful with this. I have moisturized the lips because, these kind of things are great. But as you can see, they do dry really quick. That hasn't even come off, guys. So they're dry. They're not super drying to the lips, but it's good to have some moisture there. So And it's got a pinpoint as well, so you're not kind of having to worry about anything like that. So I'm just going to look down. You can see, guys, how bright is that. Okay, that's the top part. So you can see why I went so minimalist on everything, because this is super bright. But that's what she does. It's like a focal point, and it actually makes you, it makes the lips look a bit more kind of, not bigger, but kind of rounded, I guess. But yeah, I was waiting for Melvin. That's in. I think he might be busy on another live stream, maybe telling somebody. It does make you wonder why he just goes around and randomly says that, but okay. So you can see, guys, why I put the kind of the lip oil on, because this is actually really drying. So it's soft now, but if you look at this, it won't even, this is happening. That's the mistake I made the last time. The lips were fine, but actually, and I do need to put it here and here, if you don't moisturize your lips, it literally won't come off. Was starting to, but I really blended that in. But you can see even here how kind of, so we're just gonna connect them there. So okay, guys, I'm just being really careful because it's super bright. So I think just around this side. I'm just making sure they, okay, so I'm sorry I'm going so slow, guys, but I just, when it's so bright, I just want to make sure you can see just here slightly. The only reason I'm doing that is because hopefully I don't have to go in and it will just, I can see here. Now Selena went in with a much deeper color, but the deepest color I had was more, came off more of a pink. So I thought, why not go with this look? But I'll just say, guys, I tried this before without the lip oil and it was very dark. So let's hope we did that okay. Okay, I'll catch up with the comments. Tassos, you look like a teacher that everybody has a crush on. Oh gosh. Okay. Natalie, I love the look of bold lips and subtle on the eyes. That's kind of what I was going for. So nothing took over one another. And I think it's actually a really nice look. It's a confidence boost, I think, too. So even if people are not necessarily very confident with eyeshadow, they can make the look stand out in a different way completely. So a lot of people aren't very good, maybe, or need to practice with blending or eyeshadows in general. So it means that in between those times, you can really focus on just having minimalist and then have the lips being the focal point. I can feel it really getting, okay. Okay, I think that's, I just wanted to make sure because I kind of felt like down here was, okay. I think we're going to leave it at that because it's super bright. But that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure that nothing else kind of overtook it. So this is DJS Beauty. They are in America. There is shipping. They don't just do reds. This is just called Scarlet. But I have really on purpose put on some lip oil only because I will say they do dry super quick. But now at least there's a shine coming from it where there wasn't before. It was very matte. It mattified quite quickly the last time. So that's kind of the look. We're just going to kind of set, I've left some pink powder here on purpose. So we're just going to mattify the under eyes again, and just kind of make everything less shiny. I did set it once, so do expect that dewy kind of, we did use the e.l.f. We used the dewy setting spray, so it is going to look dewy, but I kind of want to mattify it slightly. But that's kind of the, and even if you had smaller lips, I think a color like this would really help because it just kind of, no matter what size lips you have, it will really kind of just make them stand out, I think. So that's quite good. So that's kind of the lips. I am going to kind of just set everything kind of so it's mattified slightly, and we're going to use the triangle puff for the eyes. This is the Revolution, no flashback, and I'll just show you what it looks like here. And I wasn't going for a teacher look, but I think this is kind of hopefully not too teachery. Okay, so where has that triangle puff gone? Okay, it's here. Okay, so we're just going to, and the great thing about a triangle puff is, and you're saying, oh my god, that's so obvious, but if you wait a moment and you gently pat that out, it starts to set to the skin really quick. Can you see that? Really quick. But just bring that back to the hairline. Make sure you're bringing it back. And you can see, guys, how quick it just kind of sets that under eye. And I think when you have such a bold lip, it's a good idea to go back in and just kind of mattify certain areas, because then it comes together and looks more professional and more put together. So if you can see this side of the face, guys, and then have a look at that side, with the exception of me putting that there, there's more of an oily kind of look to that. So what we're going to do is go back in on the other side and use that triangle shape to get right under the eyes. I'm using everything I have, guys. I am on a no buy, so only because, you know, I think people can get caught up in buying the newest products and just continuously buy. Every time I go on pushing, so I'm trying to kind of just use what I have. And so all I'm doing now is, this is going to look funny, but basically if I, similar to under eyes, you can see how quick that disappears, and all it's doing, it's not taking away from the look, but it's just mattifying, making things cleaner. I think that's the word, a cleaner look. Cleaner look. That's what we want. And I'm hoping this shows up in the pictures as well. Okay, and we're bringing that back to the hairline as well, and then we're just going to go slightly under the, again, you can see straight away it does come off super white, but as you blend that in, it certainly kind of starts to blend to your skin tone. And we're just going to do that there. So I hope, guys, this is coming off okay. I just thought, why not do something that, if you're not necessarily very confident with eyeshadow, why not do something like making the lips a focal point? So you're minimizing kind of you're not minimizing your face, but you're minimizing having to put on a really bold eye, when you can actually quite easily just line those lips. You can see I really took my time with it because it's so strong, made sure that it got into the right areas. But then everything else, it kind of just makes you look a bit more confident, even if you don't have confidence, guys, and you're not really a red lipstick kind of person. Go in with the kind of lipstick that you like and make that the focal point. It could be pink, it could be like just a mauve color, maybe natural. And so that's kind of the look. I wouldn't go back in with my setting spray again because we have used it. I think on this occasion, dewy is probably not what I want to go for. Thinking back now, guys, this kind of look probably suits more of a matte setting spray. So, okay, but okay, so that's kind of, as you can see, it's kind of mattified everything, made it look a little bit more kind of less oily, I guess. So I'm going to take some, Luca, I follow you from Sicily. You are very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Luca. So I know it's not looking like I usually have like a really powerful eye, but I wanted to kind of come on and do, some people watch this and they may not feel very confident with eyeshadow. And what Selena Gomez does is she always kind of focuses maybe on a new blush, and she'll make the look the blush. She'll make that the focal point, or in the post you'll see she made the lips the focal point and she minimized the eyes. So like, it's a good idea to get warmed up in makeup. It's a good idea. So if you're thinking to yourself, I really want to look good, but I might still take my time with the eyes, what could I do? make a blush the focal point. So minimize the eyes, a little bit of a smoky, not much, a warm brown. Go for warm tones because they're very forgiving. A cold brown is going to look, it's going to kind of shock you. If you use a nice fluffy brush with a warm brown, even if it's like a contour or a kind of bronzy look, it's going to kind of look nice. This is what we use today. And it's just a bronze kind of, but you can use bronzer, you know, a little bit of white from the from the Wet n Wild Gold Whip, and then we used our bronzer and blush, and we kind of just mattified everything there just before we went. But this is the lips, guys. I would suggest lip oil or maybe any kind of lip moisturizer before you use these. So this is the DJS Beauty in Scarlet. And that's kind of the look, guys. You could go much, much deeper on blush if you wanted to, for sure. But I think for me, that's going to be it. Um, I really do love coming on, guys, and talking to you guys. It does make me feel kind of really good that you guys come back too. And if you like my channel, you can always take a look if you haven't seen it yet. I am going to be doing longer form content on Saturday. That's been planned right up to the end of the month. So every Saturday I know what I'm doing. It's going to be the requested highlight and contour. And it's going to be filmed in a different, I'm getting the room ready at the minute, so it's going to be filmed in a different room, but it's going to have the lighting. It's going to, because I want you guys to see with the highlight and contour kind of the right lighting, so you know for you what's the best thing to do. And there will be, throughout the video, I will be keeping up a post of everyone's different face shape, and you can just follow your face shape, because for example, some people might need more contour, some people might need more highlight. It just depends on your face shape. So that'll be going up throughout the video too. So this is the end of it. I hope you enjoyed watching, guys. I'm really interested to know what you guys look like. Look like that sounds a bit weird. What you guys' interests are in. So like we talked about, you know, forensics tonight, and you know, crime and things like that. And we also talked about what I went through today. But I always want you guys to feel like you can talk to me too. So I always like to find out basically how you're doing is what I meant to say. But I'm very tired and I don't want anyone to worry and think I want to know what they look like. My voice is going, so I'm just going to have a bit of water. But I do hope you found this useful. I wanted to kind of do it too because I feel like a lot of people are a bit unconfident with eyes and with liner and mascara. That can be very kind of scary when you're starting out. So if you can do just like a gentle look and focus on the lips, it can be a really good way to kind of build your confidence as well. So that's it, guys. I really do appreciate having you all on. Kaya, I know you've gone, but I hope you have a good day in school. It was great to chat to you, Tassos and Natalie. Andrea, thank you for popping on at the end, and I hope you have a good time with your mum. Luca and everyone else that I haven't mentioned, I do appreciate you all. The posts will be up in the post section and all my social media in about 10 minutes. I do appreciate you. And I'll see you, we are Wednesday, so I'll see you again live on Sunday, 8:30 UK time, and then there will be a longer form content on Saturday. So I'll see you all very soon, and thank you for watching.